definitely. So there influences the progression of the cancer focusing. The previous line. So then so 25 in India only, whatever the data I am taken. So more than 50 lakhs, 69,709 people suffer from especially sorry, oral cancer. Right. We all know that people, especially north states of India, move to tobacco chewers or smokers and many other habits. Not only for the oral cancer we are focusing, we are also focusing on other GI tract cancers and other cancers also. But privilege in the incidence rate of mortality in North India tobacco-related malignancies is more than 62.1% in men and 80.5% in women. When compared to there is a lot of differences between men and women. Next. So we all know that the risk factors, the different risk factors, environmental factors, genetic factors, or epigenetic factors. So among them, the epigenetic factors also play an important role in recent days, apart from genetic factors or the environmental factors. Right. Among them, mostly tobacco using or smoking or any other habits in epigenetic factors. And then genetic factors, it's hereditary or other factors to over a period of time, changes in the genome mutations, all these factors we consider. And then environmental factors, we are focusing on these environmental factors, how bacterial infections or the occupational risk or food oral health or fungal infections or viral infections which play an important role in the progression of the cancer in oral. And our focus is presently on bacteria, different species of bacteria, how they are influences the cancer. So next slide. So so we identified some of the bacteria which play major role in stage 1 to stage 4 progression, that is transition stage. So among them, Fusobacterium mus, Fusobacterium nucleatum, Proclamations, Jubilee, Primotillar species, Primotilla, intermediate Streptococcus species, and Streptococcus pyogenes. So these are some of the even the standard process of various also play an important role in the prognosis or sequencing the cancer progression. So next slide. So these are the statistics given some of the apart from oral cancer, the recent articles which you have taken, the lung, breast cancer, colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, and stomach cancer, this percentage and then mortality rate. Next slide. Yeah, there are different hallmarks for treatment in cancer. So I don't want to focus much on this. So there are different hallmarks. And then these are the different stages of transformation. That is initiation, and then promotion, progression, invasion, and metastasis, including the microorganisms which play an important role even in all these stages of cancer progression. So next. Yeah, we have listed some of the important bacteria which promotes the cancer. Among them, the Staphylococcus cancer progression. So this is the molecular mechanism. So basically, the COX gene, that is RPCG2 gene, actually can play a role in mediating the progression of tumors. So SREs can activate COX2 or SOT in human oral keratinocytes cells with index of COX2 expression of oral cancer associated genes. That is likely G1 and it's always likely G1 is being upregulated in the cancer, oral cancer, and then suddenly B16 down regulated, actually B16 which play an important role in the regulation of the cell growth and even apoptosis. So it completely B16 protein play an important important role in the neutralization of the various cancer cells in the world. So naturally what happens, this is going to be down-regulated, expression of this is down-regulated in the starting with the scientific nucleus of postal genes. The necrosis factor kappa is signaling pathway and the DNF signaling pathway had highest enrichment of differentially expressed genes with the FOX2 and naturally FOX2 over expression and the over expressed there are 7 regulatory genes playing an important role. So these are the 7 regulatory genes. In these two pathways are critical for the different proliferation of exoplaces, that is human oral carcinocytes. Next slide. So like that, Fusobacterium nucleatum mediated cancer progression is also one of the leading cause for progression of cancer from stage 1 to stage 4. And these are the genes which play an important role in the EMD pathways and the expression of these genes. Next slide. So, proclamations is related to cancer is also another important bacteria which play epithelial descendable transmission cells again and disturb the whole cells again by these proclamations interactions. So always reduce the population of increase the population of unregulated cells in the system. So all these influences the oral cancer and realize that how we can combat these oral cancer leading to progression in microorganisms. Another pivotal intermediate oral cancer progression is also one of the organs which usually exhibits an enhanced capacity to induce production of inflammatory mediators, especially this is going to be activate the T cells are being utilized. So where different types of intermediates are segregated, actually this intermediates play an important role in the immune analysis, but unfortunately sometimes what happens is intermediate molecules definitely they are going to attack on the somatic cells and it leads to disturbance of the cell cycle. So naturally what happens is also mediated unnecessary tumor necrosis factors and other filial factors are basically releases and this will accumulate of inflammatory cytokines in serum and tumor tissues and promote cell proliferation and tumor growth in oral cell tumor cells. So this is how bacteria which play an important role in the influence of the progression of the cancer. Next slide. So unfortunately cancer and their effect we have been on some of the genes and then their effects, how they are going to be displayed. And gene tumor suppression also we have understood and then we have working on the experiments. So modern advances in cancer genetics, I hope we are all observing these techniques or technologies that we are being adopted fighting against cancer, that is next generation sequencing or liquid biopsy or CRISPR Cas9 genetic technology or artificial intelligence multi-integration on cancer, organoid and 3D models of molecular biology, that is 3D molecular artificial intelligence. These are also talking on this. Next. So gene therapy for cancer, these are the routine techniques that we are using, that is primary cancer research
ಬಂದಿರಿ ಸರ್
mRNA cancer vaccines, oncolytic biotherapy, RNA antisense therapies, CRISPR-based gene therapy, so or gene editing technology, targeted molecular therapy. So these are all conventional therapies which routinely we are practicing, and most of these are not exactly in the practice, but hypothetically, so we are established this as a thing. Among them, some of them are in practice. Next slide. So gene therapy for cancer and targeting targets. This is the slide which is mainly focused on the therapies and the drug interactions and target gene therapy and cancer indications of the various types of cancer and their identified therapies. Next slide. So keeping all this, in your mind, so there is a gap that is by using our conventional, bacteria or bacterial causes, how we can able to treat or we can able to stop the progression of the cancer from stage 1 to stage 4. So we are focusing on that area. The study of biocontrol agent and therapy has a limited preclinical and clinical trials process. There is efficacy against primary cancer formulating pathogens. There is a lack of focus on the consistent studies on their efficiency against the oral cancer promoting organisms. The impact of bacterial causes against oral cancer promoting pathogens was not clearly understood. Certain value of today's therapeutic applications, cancer is becoming a major global life threat. For that, this therapy offers a promising alternative to conventional antibiotic inflammations. Next. So the therapy of biocontrol agents against oral cancer promoting organisms is an effective, safe and scalable solution for treating oral cancer promotions, promoting the pathogens and also for the cancer treatment. So these are the methodologies which we are working out, and few of our students are working on these methodologies. And we have already isolated the organism and then we've done some of the basic work, and we have sent working experience to other things. The continuation of the construction of the data library, license. And finally, we are focusing on some cell lines and then how this, we can work out the cancer therapy with the cell lines. So all these next. And the expected outcome of our is the identification of pathogens involved in progression of oral cancer, pathological and biological characteristics of pathogens, antibiotic profiling of pathogens in microorganisms, isolation of targeted bacterial causes, select pathogens, characterization of targeted bacterial causes, stability of target bacterial causes, analysis of cause efficiency by in vitro registry. So next slide. So the scope of the study is understanding cause biology in the tumor microenvironment, how bacteria interact with oral microbiota, associated with cancer, especially the user bacteria and other organisms, and phase-based targeted cancer associated bacteria, evaluating the effect of bacterial reduction in oral cancer development, investigating whether space components can stimulate antitumor immunity and other tumor microenvironment. So this is also one of the leading area where we can focus on this. Next slide. And even bacterial cause modulating the oral microbiome. So that is also another area where we can focus. So these are some of the outcomes of bacterial cause therapy. Next slide. Okay, bacterial causes offer a novel approach to target oral cancer therapy by discovering the biological associated pathogens, space-based therapy, enhances oral microbiome, helped by combining multiple resistant bacteria in patients with cancer. Precision-based therapy reduces the systemic toxicity and results in most natural oral flora, and synergistic effects of pharmacy and conventional treatment outcomes in oral cancer. Biofilm disruption by phase optimizing therapeutic so these are years, you can say it's already in the pipeline, but it also gives you more control and mechanism how they are going to come back. Biology is the target delivery of anti-cancer bacterial lysis events and then elimination, reduction in inflammation, biology destruction, targeted bacterial activity, infection clearance. So these are all some of the potential outcomes in the bacterial process in cancer treatment. So it is a new concept. People are not in practice definitely, and the idea is if not we can not treat the cancer, at least we can reduce the promotion of the cancer from stage 1 to stage 4 in our respect. So that is the thing which we are going to be discussing, and hopefully we are going to be succeed in this particular area, and we hope my students already started this particular target area. In this, I think this is nice. Our beloved guide, he always, helping us shape our career, and all the faculty members from different discipline. Surana sir is our mentor always, and independent person sitting here. So I think thank you, Professor. I thank all the people who are gathered here. Once again, I thank you. Yes.
Is there any specific protein biomarker signature very unique to the stage 1, stage 2?
There are BP6, BP7, there are specific proteins which indicate the promotion or progression of actually BP6, BP7, they are cell-regulating proteins. So naturally what happens when FOX proteins and other BMP proteins which interact with this EP6 and EP7, they will go under double regulation, double regulation pathway. Naturally, it disturbs the cell cycle, and once the cell cycle is going to be disturbed, naturally it is an uncontrolled growth, and so it promotes the cell biomass.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. And my second question would be like in one of the slides you mentioned about micro-means approach.
Okay.
Is it you are also planning to use?
No. Just it is an approach. We are not focusing on that area. Only we are focusing on bacterial causes as a bioproduct agent for the progression of cancer.
Thank you.
So, now I request chairperson and co-chairperson to felicitate the speaker, Dr. Shred Sarvey.
ಸರ್ ಸರ್
Now I request Mohan Reddy sir to felicitate the chairperson.
ನಿನಗೆ ಕರಿ ವಿನೋದ್ ವಿನೋದ್
Vinod sir. Kalita ma'am.
ಹೋದರೆ ಸರ್ ಮುಂದೋರು ಮುಂದೋರು ಬರ್ರಿ ಬರ್ರಿ ತೆಗೀರಿ.
Sir, you're done.
ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫೋಟೋ
ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಯೋಟೆಕ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸರ್ 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 ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪಿಕ್ ರೈಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸರ್ ವೇಟ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು चलने रहे जय हो ಇವರೇ ಇನ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಯಾರು ಇವರು ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಯಾರು ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಸಿ ಟಿ ವಿ ಚಾನಲ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಾವು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ತರಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಅಣ್ಣ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ 4K ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಅದ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ದೋಸ್ತೇನ ಯಾರು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವರೊಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಪುರದಾಗ ಇರೋ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಳತ್ತಾರೆ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಳತ್ತಾರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಾಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಾ ತೆಗೆದು ಚಾ ಬಿಟ್ಟವ ಬಿಟ್ಟವಲ್ಲ ಮನೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾವೇ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೆ ಅದು ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೆ ಕಾಫಿ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲಿಸಿದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸಿದ ಅಂದಿರ ಬೈಲಾಕೋದು ಅಂಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕ ನಾವೇ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಹಾಕಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಿರೋ ಇಲ್ಲವರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ